to welcome Brandon Witt back to the podcast, this time as part of the official 2016 GRL blog tour. For the first 18 years of life, Brandon lived in a small Ozark town before moving with his family to Colorado. There he got degrees in youth ministry and special education and worked as a counselor and special education teacher for 15 years. Brandon's writing doesn't shy away from challenges and conflict, but also revels in the joy that can only happen when truly embracing, loving at all that life has to offer. Thanks for being with us, Brandon.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
So you've got 2 series coming up in the next few months. First up is Rocky Mountain Boys. Give us the scoop on those guys.
So the Rocky Mountain Boys takes place in a little tourist trap town called Estes Park in Colorado. It's about an hour and a half from here. It's really pretty. If any of you have read my Christmas story, Christmas Miracles of a Recently Fallen Spruce, I think is the title, there's a character in there who does an annual Gay Boy Christmas dinner. And it wasn't the plan when I wrote that short story, but for some reason it kind of blossomed in my mind, and now each one of those friends is getting their own novel of that Gay Boy Christmas dinner couples. And there will be 5 books in that one. The first one comes out in September or October of this year. So, yeah, I'm really excited about those.
That's very cool that those guys get their own book. That was a fun short story.
Yeah, that was one of my first short stories I'd ever written, actually, and that was a lot of fun. It's a lot funnier than these books are. There's still some humor, but it's a little different take on those characters. So,
and what's the title of the first in the series?
The first one is Mapping the Forest.
Okay.
So,
and that would probably involve a forest ranger.
Exactly.
Oh,
good. And then the other love interest is he owns a hotel/Jeep ride combo, which was big when I was a kid and we would go visit. You drive the big army Jeeps up the mountain, and it was a lot of fun. So those are the 2 love interests of that first book.
Cool. That sounds good. Yeah.
First one will be out by GRL, maybe?
I think so. That's the plan.
Cool.
I haven't got a date yet, but it should be.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Me too.
So you've also got Mary's Boys coming in the first part of next year, which of course focuses on a famous hamburger chain.
Yeah, Hamburger Marys, which I first went to in San Diego. I don't think it's even there anymore, but there's one in Denver, and they're just opening a new one in Denver. So it's based, the whole series is based in Hamburger Marys. And if you've read Under a Sky of Ash, there's bits and pieces that happen in Hamburger Marys there. The big drag queen Mandana was a big character in that book for Marys, and she shows up through this whole series. But that series is novellas, so there'll all be pretty short kind of standalone pieces, and there's 4 of those. And those will all come out by GRL of next year. So, and then we'll go back to the Rocky Mountain Boys. So there's my whole next year and a half.
All mapped out, ready to go.
All mapped out.
So tell us about the first Mary's Boys. What's the title of that one?
Nachos and Hash. So in each of the Mary's books, it's going to be one employee of Mary's, and the first one's this 20-year-old server who is pretty damaged and insecure, and then the love interest is a researcher of pot or marijuana, hence the hash, who is researching its effects on cancer because, in Colorado, that's all legal now. So nachos and hash.
Interesting. When you first said hash, I thought of like the food hash.
Well, and that was kind of the play on it too.
I like
the owner of the whole hamburger chain, Hamburger Marys chain, actually came up with hash. I had it called something else. And he's like, you should do hash because of that. It makes you think of food and pot. I'm like, brilliant. So I can't take credit for the title.
But I like that it came from the manager of Hamburger Marys. That's so awesome.
They've been amazing. They are so much fun. They're letting me use the little Marys logo and all that stuff. Like, they're super sweet.
I see a lunch party at Hamburger Marys.
Yeah. If there's one near you, you should go. They're really, really fun.
Cool.
Now, at GRL, and speaking of food, you're on a panel talking about romance and food with Brew Baker and Rick Reed.
That is true. We're not exactly sure where all we're going yet. We don't even have it titled. We've got a few titles we're going back and forth with. But Brew and I have hung out a lot, and then Rick and I have talked quite a bit, and all of us are kind of foodies. And Rick has several books out, that revolve around diners or food. And so we thought that would just be a really fun thing to do at GRL and kind of tie in the food and romance, because it seems like a natural, and it's just something light and fun that we could have a lot of fun with. So that's
going to be fun. I think I know where we're going to be at one point during GRL.
Definitely check that out.
Will you be offering appetizers?
We are debating on, that's our plan, is to have some type of food, but we're trying to figure out how to make that happen when you're at a resort and we can't cook necessarily. So I don't want to give too much away, but we're debating. So I can't promise we're giving food, but we're definitely trying to give out food. So, yeah, that's the idea.
So you grew up near Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I block all of that. Not Kansas City. But I grew up 2 hours away. I don't know which direction. In a little bitty farm town. But I loved going to Kansas City. That was the big thing at Christmas. We would go up there and go to the mall. And, where I grew up, we didn't have even a Walmart, let alone a movie theater or anything. So Kansas City we'd go to Children's Palace, and I love that place. And as an adult, it's actually really beautiful. I know a lot of people were kind of upset when they heard that GRL was going to Kansas City, but Kansas City is great, and the plaza is gorgeous. The food's amazing. I think it was a great choice for GRL.
So what should we all be doing in our GRL downtime?
Well, there is a Hamburger Marys there. I've never been to that one, so that could be fun. This sounds so silly, but we would also always go to the plaza and go to Houston's, which I know is a chain, and get their chicken strips. They have the best chicken strips I've ever had anywhere. And then Kansas City is known for the barbecue, so KC Masterpiece, or really just eat your way through Kansas City. And really, really good.
I love a good chicken strip, so I'm going to have to go to that place to get the chicken strips.
And they come with these big pieces of bread that are covered in melted cheese, and it's so good. But I wasn't out because we moved away when I was 18, so I've never actually seen gay life in Kansas City. I don't know what gay nightlife is like, but that could be fun to discover too. So.
Okay. What are you looking forward to GRL-wise this year?
After the first year where I was such a nervous wreck, it's just relaxing. It's so nice to see everybody. It just feels like going kind of home to see friends, and we're kind of all big, weird geeks together, and it's comforting. So I just kind of like that. It's going to be my vacation of really the only vacation I do away from either boyfriend or family. So it's just the chance to all hang out. So I love it.
Last year you had the big flamingo on your head. Are you planning something? We don't want you to give away spoilers, but are you planning something similar this year?
Well, that was kind of an accident, so I don't have anything planned, but that doesn't mean something weird won't accidentally happen. I think I'm helping Edmund and a few other people. I think I'm helping Edmund with the cock walk, so I'm sure I'll have to figure out something to wear for that, but I'm not sure what that'll be yet.
Okay.
So, and anything with Edmund, is going to be show-stopping. It's amazing.
We'll have to get pictures of Brandon from that just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So what's the best way for folks to keep up with you online?
Typically, Facebook is the easiest, although I've been working so much lately that I've not been online too much. But Facebook is still the most. Also do Instagram and Twitter a little bit. The Witty Hour you can catch on YouTube. And we've got Della Boynton, I never say her name right, coming up as a guest next month, and Vanessa North, and talking to TJ Kloon. So there's some people that are coming up to interview me in my lovely drag.
We will definitely link up to all that in the show notes then, so people can find that. All right, Brandon, we are so glad that you stopped by with us today, and we look forward to seeing you in Kansas City.
Back at you. I can't wait to see you boys. We'll have a blast.